When there are too many trees in a forest, for the trees to grow big and strong, you need to remove some, you need to thin some out, but they may be too small to be able to go into a process. And so they're byproduct, they're waste streams. But we do it under certain controlled temperature and pressure so that we get the characteristics that we need.
Right now, a large focus of our work is on using cellulose nanomaterials. Cellulose nanomaterials are new and exciting materials derived from wood, and this is done often for paper, where wood is ground down or pulped into fibers. So for example, we can take cellulose nanomaterials and we can incorporate into cement. And you don't think of cement as a construction material that is typically a forest product or a forest product application, but if you take the cellulose nanomaterials and incorporate that into cement, we find that it can harden faster and provide advantages to the building products. When we installed our pilot facility at the Forest Products Lab, it allowed materials scientists such as myself to take the material and really start to look at some of these different applications. So the pilot facility at the Forest Products Laboratory is the first pilot facility that produced cellulose nanomaterials at scale in North America.
This is a pulp molded tray, and so we are keeping the food fresh longer just by adding those nanomaterials so that we can start scaling that up.
There's a lot of materials available from a forest. And do you know how many tons of lignin a year available in the United States? And there's over 20 million tons lignin available in the United States. And only less than 5% lignin are being used for different products. One of the things that we're looking at is using the biochar panel to remove contaminant from all kinds of wastewater.
We also have that material that can be densified. So we don't have a lot of holes in it for foam and insulating foam or filters. We densify it. And when we densify it and compact it, it becomes very strong and able to literally stop a speeding bullet, which we've tested it in ballistics with defense applications in mind.
If you were to shoot an arrow through it, what would happen?
Let's talk about if you shoot the arrow through the target, it will stop, will not penetrate. The reason that the biochar material is very strong, has a very good bonding together. When the arrow shoot through the materials, they generate a lot of energy. The materials be able to dissipate energy, stop the arrow.
The Forest Products Laboratory is interested in them because it really helps us meet our goals of managing the forest in an innovative and responsible way. So we are able to take forest residues and forest resources that otherwise may not have an application, convert them to cellulose nanomaterials, and incorporate them into new products.